Greetings and Christos Restaitsia. On Friday, January 30th, 2004, Manor celebrated its very first Founders Day. Today, we gather and celebrate the founding of our college by the Sisters of St. Basil's the Great. My name is Nicholas Rudnitsky, and I'm the Dean of Academic Services here at Manor, and I am honored to serve as your Masters of Ceremonies for this portion of the program on this, our 18th anniversary of Manor College's Founders Day. To begin our program, I would like to ask Father Churpita to deliver the opening prayer. Father Churpita, if you please.
Let us pray to the Lord. Lord, have mercy. We offer you our deep gratitude and thanks for the Sisters of St. Basil the Great, the province of Jesus, the lover of humanity. 74 years ago, the Sisters had the vision to come together with a mustard seed of faith that existed in their hearts. They only knew they had to be faithful to their order's charism to educate. Today we come together to honor the founding sisters of Manor College and the order's commitment to education. We continue their mission today at Manor College. As we move forward, God, we offer this prayer. Remember the founding sisters, especially President Emerita, Sister Cecilia, and all the faculty and staff who have gone before. May their memories be eternal. Grant us the wisdom to know how to be faithful to your will as well as good stewards of what you have provided for us at Manor. Grant us the courage we need to move forward when we need to move forward, and the courage to take the risks we need to take so that we can be faithful to your will and speak truth to power when the time calls for us to do so. Grant us the patience we need when the way forward seems unclear and we want to make things happen in our own time and in our own way. Grant us the love that we need to have for one another, the kind of love that binds us together in perfect harmony, even when we get irritated, annoyed, impatient with each other. Grant us the grace we need so that all who enter into our midst will experience the same grace through our welcome, acceptance, and love that enables them to feel at home with us and with you. Grant us the humility that is necessary to have so that we are able to admit when we are wrong, repent when we need to repent, and correct our ways when we need to correct our ways, both individually and as a community. And God, grant us your Spirit so that we will empty ourselves of everything we are, so that we can be present and available to serve you, serve one another, serve the community in which we live. We ask this through the prayers of St. Basil the Great and his sister St. Macrina. For you, our God, are holy, and we give glory to you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, now and forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Father. It is now my honor to ask the President of Manor College, Dr. Jonathan Perry, to offer the opening remarks for this year's Founders Day.
Good afternoon. We proudly celebrate the 74th anniversary of the founding of Manor College in 1947. On Founders Day, we recognize the Sisters of St. Basil the Great and the ministry they created in Manor and in us, our present moments, and our vision for the future. Today, we look forward to a rejuvenated year when we'll finally start to move beyond the pandemic. We live in appreciation for the work being done at Manor College by all of us to channel our students forward no matter the challenges that surround them and us. We look forward to the sun of this spring and to living the year fruitfully, knowing that next year, 2022, we will joyfully arrive at Manor College's 75th anniversary. Our energy will compound along the way. Notably, Dr. Smolars will have a surprise for us as we get closer to our 75th anniversary, so some of you know what it is already, don't spill the beans. There are many who can be commended this year. All of us, really. Administration in their leadership, staff in their persistence and diligence, and volunteers. But there's one group that I want to focus on for a moment because they've had a direct and substantial impact. As I've said to our new students at every orientation since I started at Manor College, My first orientation here was in the spring of 2016, and I've said to every group of students, no others compare to the faculty at Manor College. They are the most dedicated faculty I have ever had the honor to witness. They are the perfect combination because they know their disciplines excellently. They teach wonderfully, and they authentically care about our students' education. In the years ahead, I think I'm going to need to add that whether on land, hybrid, or online, our faculty have continued to make our students know and feel that they belong here at Manor College. Through this pandemic, I've received countless contacts, feedback, and anecdotes about our faculty steadfastly educating in the Basilian tradition. In a time when we've been socially distant, you have made our students feel at home in our classes. To all of our faculty, thank you for faithfully living Manor's mission of preparing Manor graduates to serve society effectively and compassionately. 5 years ago, we developed a strategic plan that we've now completed and achieved. Our Board of Trustees has acknowledged and expressed sincere commendations for our work. At this point, it's easy to gloss over because it's behind us, but take a moment sometime to pause and reflect on just how much we've accomplished. We've achieved in ways that even larger peer institutions haven't been able to. We're blessed with almost total campus renovation in just a little over 4 years, bachelor's programs, top national safety rankings, and there's far, far more that we can list than what we can talk about for today. We are no longer where we were. Despite the pandemic, Manor College is Manor Strong. And saying that we're Manor Strong is more than just a fun social media mood booster. Being Manor Strong is something that we can say because our foundations have been fortified in the last few years to be resilient. Our success with our last plan now affords us the ability with our new plan for 2021 to 2025 to truly live by a motto of inclusion. That is to say, the new plan's design took into account the ideas, intentions, and considerations of students, faculty, staff, administration, the Board of Trustees, community members, neighbors, and really the whole of our community. Our 2021 to 2025 plan sets forth an achievable set of goals tempered to address current global and higher education challenges and the moments when we're beyond them. In separate remarks, our new strategic plan will be more formally announced. Stay tuned because, with distinction, it's the plan that we all made together to build upon our collective energies. As we consider our future, we also gratefully recall that it was Sister Mary Cecilia Dzerzhinsky in 2004 who designated this special program, Founders Day, as a celebration near the Feast of the Three Bishops. Sister Cecilia was dear to all of us, and although it's weighed upon us to have lost her this year, she would tell us not to mourn, but to rejoice in her reunion with the Lord. She wholly and fully dedicated her life to Christ, and now she joins the chorus of angels and saints who gently guide and watch over us. We remember and honor the three great bishops and saints, Basil, Gregory, and John, along with their inspiring sister Saint Macrina, who together inspired Sister Cecilia to designate a Manor College Founders Day. Because of them and her, today we are able to recommit to the realization of our founding sisters that education is the key to success. Today we especially recognize the contributions of the Sisters of St. Basil the Great, who are themselves 110 years in America. Thank you, sisters. Along with the memory of Mother Marie, Mother Helena, Mother Josephat, we celebrate the Sisters of St. Basil the Great, all of our students, trustees, faculty, staff, administration, and friends who continue to ensure that the ministry of our wonderfully courageous sisters persists as a lived reality. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, President Perry. Our keynote speaker for today's 18th Annual Founders Day Address is Jane Zagostowski. It appears that whenever Manor College is discussed, Jane Zagostowski's name is perpetually brought up. Jane was a longtime faculty member at the college and held many positions, including Special Population Coordinator, Math Instructor, Divisional Chair, and Assistant and Associate Dean. She worked at Manor College from 1990 through 2016. While her time employed at Manor ended in 2016, she never truly left us. She is still actively involved in the college community as a member of the Student Affairs Committee of Manor's Board of Trustees, a member of the Transfer and Articulation Advisory Council, and most recently as an integral member of the COVID Reopening Plan Committee. Jane's educational experience did not begin at Manor. When she graduated college, she started teaching mathematics at Simon Gratz High School in Philadelphia. She also started her own tutoring business, served as an education specialist for Growth Opportunity Center, taught at Lower Moreland High School in math support, and developed and instituted a preschool program for an area daycare center. Jane's passion for education is evident not only in her experience, but in the way she continually strives to make a difference in the lives of students. Jane currently resides in Jenkintown and has been married to her husband Stephen for 44 years. She has 3 children and 4 grandchildren. She holds many volunteer positions, in addition to the volunteer positions at Manor College, such as chair of the board of Wingcote Academy and member of the board of trustees of Petco. Jane has had such a positive influence on Manor College, and we are honored to welcome Jane Zagostowski as our keynote speaker for our 2021 Founders Day Address. Jane, please.
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me to be the keynote speaker today. And a thank you to Nick for his very warm introduction. When the committee asked me to be the keynote speaker, I was taken aback and thought, that's a big ask. How do you take the motivation and the vision of the founders and make it real and make it relevant? I thought about it, I said yes, I said a prayer, so here are my thoughts. The Sisters of St. Basil the Great have as their mission to bring the praying, healing, and life-giving presence of Christ to all, and to follow St. Basil in advocacy for social justice and showing the power of prayer in virtuous actions. 74 years ago, when the sisters founded what is now Manor College, they opened their hearts and allowed the Spirit of God to breathe the heart and soul into Manor, the heart and soul that endures, breathing through each generation of board members, administrators, faculty, staff, students, and benefactors, the people who temporarily embody this soul. And like Mother Marie, Mother Helena, Mother Josephat, Sister Cecilia, and presently John Perry, strive to make Manor a living, breathing force for good in the community. We're grateful for their vision, their advocacy, and their virtuous actions. I started at Manor as an adjunct math instructor in 1990, 5 years after Sister Cecilia was appointed president of Manor College. By 1992, I was full-time, teaching mathematics and formalizing and standardizing the mathematics curriculum for the college. I stayed a full-time employee until 2014, doing what I loved, teaching math every semester, authoring and updating the math workbook used by the Vet Tech program, chairing what was then the Allied Health Science and Mathematics Division, serving as the first Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs, and finally as the first Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. After retiring, I continued to teach as an adjunct until 2016. I am very appreciative of all the opportunities I was given at Manor and continue to be committed to its mission by actively serving on the Student Affairs Committee of the Board of Trustees, sitting on the Transfer and Articulation Advisory Council, and recently lending my voice to the formation of Manor's COVID reopening plan. I am involved in several community nonprofits, and I'm always looking to the wonderful people at Manor to bring their talents and influence to help these organizations achieve their missions. I am taking full advantage of one of Manor's core values, service to the community. Several Manor faculty agreed to serve as members of the board of these nonprofits. Other staff agreed to preview and critique some publications, while President Perry has met with me several times to work through some tricky governance situations I was encountering. A former Manor student co-founded a nonprofit that provides early intervention services, primarily to children of families who have recently immigrated to the United States. Manor has been very beneficial in guiding some of our therapists who earned advanced degrees in their home country to lay out a path and earn the credits they need to be certified here. Manor also responded positively to a request to help feed food insecure students for another nonprofit by making it possible for us to purchase lunches for these students through the cafeteria. Manor's willingness to share the sometimes bountiful contributions from Panera Bread is another way the organizations I serve have benefited from Manor's core values. There are other possible partnering activities being discussed, and I am grateful to Manor's commitment to the surrounding community. Though she was not active in these particular activities, Sister Cecilia was always aware of Manor's place in the community, and she and I often talked about the influence we could have. Sister Cecilia served as a committed, never discouraged, continually striving president for my entire full-time tenure at Manor. She often asked me about my experience at Manor, my goals, and my point of view on different topics. She also often asked about the well-being and happiness of the people with whom I worked, genuinely caring about them and the roles they filled at Manor. Leading departments, serving on numerous college committees, and chairing a Middle States accreditation self-study resulted in me often spending time in Sister Cecilia's office. Those of you who have been here a while and know both Sister Cecilia and me will know that we certainly did not always see eye to eye, but we both respected honesty, and we both felt comfortable being honest with one another. She always listened to what I had to say, commented, and was willing to consider a point of view different from hers. She also made it very clear that she was responsible for the final decisions and would do whatever she believed was best for Manor, a trait she exhibited her entire tenure at Manor. She could be surprisingly funny, especially when we were discussing a math issue, a side of her I'm not sure was obvious to many. I shared 25 years of mutual respect and appreciation, and I admire and appreciate her tireless work, all for the heart and the soul of Manor College. 18 years ago, Frank Farrell proposed establishing Founders Day as a yearly acknowledgement of the work of the Sisters of St. Basil the Great and their ongoing commitment to the fulfillment of its mission. Sister Cecilia embraced the idea, and here we are today, carrying on the tradition, although in a much different format than in previous years. We members of that initial Founders Day committee, like every committee since, took our responsibility seriously and tried hard to make it a day to say thank you, to recognize that each year the sisters, the board, the administration, the faculty, the staff, and the students were and continue to be the keepers of that original promise. We value the students' voices in recognizing the student-selected Educator of the Year, and we highlighted students who personify the Basilian ideas of spirituality and service to others by honoring that student with the Mother Josephat Medal. Thankfully, there have always been a number of very qualified students, and because of this, it has not always been an easy choice. I was surprised and honored to be the first student-selected Educator of the Year, but what was so much more rewarding was that qualities cited for my selection were qualities that described so many people who served the Manor community for so many years. These are qualities that still make the difference today and embody Manor's stated core values, especially academic excellence through personalized education, effective teaching, and a belief in lifelong learning, respect for the dignity of each person, and experiences that transform our students. In preparation for this presentation today, I skimmed through the many letters of recommendation I had written for students and even for faculty and staff to see if there was a common thread that represented those qualities. For faculty and staff, it was, in addition to being qualified in their field, a demonstrated commitment to always doing what was best for the student, for accepting the student where they were, and partnering with the student to chart the path and develop the skills to get where they wanted to be. They made it personal. This motivated how people fulfilled the mission 25 years ago and more, and how they continue to do so today. Today's students may have different stories than 25 years ago. They are shaped by different world events, and meeting them where they are may look very different. But they all come to Manor looking for an effective education, the guidance and step up they need to make their mark in the world. That mark when they eventually teach our children and our grandchildren, provide health services for our family members and our pets, expand and protect our online lives, open businesses in our communities, and make what we hope are moral and ethical decisions that will affect us all. These values have guided our work with international students, including lost boys of Sudan, and those escaping political dysfunction and lack of opportunity in their home countries. With the non-traditional students, balancing family, work, school, and personal challenges. For first-generation college students who need guidance navigating the road not taken by others in their family. Students who need the fire of passion and purpose lit in them. And those students who are clear what their goals are and how they want to achieve them. By accepting the role we play in our students' lives, we help them do things like move on to Jefferson, complete a degree, and eventually become instructors at that institution. One of those former students now serves Manor on the Student Affairs Committee of the board. We helped others become leaders in health professions, take a newfound focus, and become influential business owners, accountants, doctors, lawyers, and teachers. Every one of us has our list of students who were impacted by a caring Manor professional who indeed respected the dignity of each person and played a part in providing our communities with another generation of caring professionals who themselves will respect the dignity of each person and go on to make a difference. What was notable about the students for whom I wrote recommendations was in many cases the self-realization and maturity that Manor helped them achieve. Maturity to acknowledge that they may have been underprepared, easily frustrated, and looking for excuses. But being at Manor helped them mature into more responsible, more focused individuals, having a much clearer understanding of how to get where they wanted to be. Like the student who said she had not always made the best choices for herself, but was determined not to let that stop her from following a different path and creating the life for herself and for her family that she envisioned. There are so many students who appreciated how Manor helped them grow in awareness of their potential and to appreciate the sphere of influence they could have in their chosen field. One student stated how gratified she was to know that her teachers and the staff at Manor realized that a student's goals are not always just personal, but can reflect the goals of a family, a community, and even an ethnic group. We all need to realize that we are not just teaching a subject or providing a service, but we are teaching and providing services to a person. It is personal. Everyone who works in the Manor community needs to accept everyone, students and coworkers, where they are. Acknowledge, but not trivialize their anxieties. Recognize and develop their natural abilities. See value in what each person brings to the Manor family. Appreciate their strong points, for there are many. Be honest with them about their weaknesses, and be willing to work with them to shape and reach their goals and the goals of Manor College. Students, you too must realize that you are active participants in breathing continued life into the heart and the soul of Manor and keeping it current, impactful, and relevant. Just as those who work at Manor will strive to make it personal, you too must work to know yourself as you mature into adulthood, envision your future, and work to make it all possible. You too have to accept yourself where you are, recognize your many strengths that will help you and your weaknesses that will hinder you, and use all the resources, support, and energy available to you to be successful. You are probably well aware what it means to work hard to be good at your sport, your music, or your role in the life of your family. But you must also know what it means to work hard at academics, what that looks like, and commit to doing that. You need to step outside of yourself and share your time and talent and accept that you are part of a broader, diverse community and recognize your part in making that community a beautiful place to be. So happy Founders Day to all. Stay mindful that like the sisters who brought Manor to life, we all have the capacity to accomplish great things, no matter how big or how small and insignificant they may seem at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. At the heart of Manor's mission has always been its outstanding teaching. I am pleased to introduce Allison Moots, our Vice President and Dean of Student Affairs, who will announce the student body selection for the annual Educator of the Year Award.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure and honor to present the 2021 Manor College Outstanding Educator of the Year Award. This award is given each year in recognition of those teachers and professors who work tirelessly both in and out of the classroom to help Manor students succeed both academically and in their daily lives. The nominations for this award come from those who work closest with our faculty every day, the students of Manor College. These professors leave lasting impressions on Manor students and are wonderful examples of how the Manor College faculty gives selflessly to our students every day. Before we announce this year's recipient, as per tradition, I will share some of the comments students wrote about the nominees. This year, we received an overwhelming 55 nominations. In the past, we've gotten anywhere from 15 to 30 nominations, but this year, our students really had some wonderful things to say about our dedicated faculty. It does go to show that even during a global pandemic, our students feel supported. Thank you to all of our faculty for continuing to be present and making this year so wonderful. For example, one student said that Professor David Bleiweiss has been the most successful at teaching online during these difficult times. He is very understanding, helpful, and extremely kind during class. He makes online class interesting and interactive, even though we're unable to be there with him. And about Julie Senikoff, a student said that she made me feel like I was still learning in the classroom during her lectures and labs, even though my class was online. And another student noted that her feedback and comments were always positive, uplifting, and motivational. And about Dr. Stacy Bartholomew, a student said that her genuine personality really shows me that she wants us all to strive in our field. Another student nominated Professor Leslie Weinfeld, because she is a teacher who listens and works with you even when you learn differently. She still accommodates. And another student said that Leslie was the best teacher she ever had, and noted that being a math teacher seems stressful enough, but to be an online math teacher seems horrible. And about Professor Ed Moulton, a student said, he is a teacher that will literally try his best to help a student with a problem, even if it's at 1 a.m. in the morning. And in one particularly heartfelt nomination about Professor Mary Sims, a student said she does not look at her job as a paycheck. She looks at it like we are all her children. And you know, you are truly changing lives when you hear nominations like these. Dr. Matt Smallar's class have helped me find my true calling and have changed my life forever. And Professor Naisha Maza taught me so well that even I decided to stick with my major. Dr. Sheree Crosby is like a mom to us. Professor Bruce Wilson makes the class feel like one family, supporting each other every step of the way. And Jane Hannon was listed as the best teacher I ever had multiple times. But there's one nominee who stood out among all the others. One who, as a student said, is really approachable and kind, remembers little details, makes you feel safe being wrong, and motivates you to be right. Another student said, she's always been there for me every step of the way, even if I emailed her 20 plus times a day. Her job is probably one of the hardest on campus, but she seems like she hasn't broken a sweat. She is an amazing doctor and professor. And I not only nominate her for Outstanding Educator, but also for an outstanding person. Although class is very hard, she always makes sure everyone is able to keep up. She teaches like she is passionate about it, and that's what is needed for a good professor. She cares, and it is obvious. She also makes an effort to create tight bonds with her students and to get to know them on a more personal but professional level, as one student said. This professor carries a number of responsibilities at Manor. She serves as a member of the Safety Committee, the Program of Veterinary Technology Advisory Committee, and the Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee, just to name a few. She likes gardening, hiking, and camping. Together with her husband, they've also successfully assembled IKEA furniture without getting in a fight or causing a divorce. She has a true love of all things Halloween, getting married on that day and celebrating every year. This year, along with her husband and 2 sons, Ash and Gage, they dressed up as the cast of Onward. This past August marked 5 years of teaching at Manor for this professor, and we are truly lucky to have her as part of the Blue Jay family. Her passion for teaching and genuine interest in student success is evident through not only these nominations, but from seeing her interact with students. It is my great joy and pleasure to announce that the 2021 Manor College Outstanding Educator of the Year recipient is Stephanie Marks.
Thank you, my wonderful vet tech students. I'm honored to receive the Educator of the Year award. It's been a difficult year, and I am grateful for all of the support you guys have given me these past few months. I look forward to another amazing semester, and I'm so excited to continue to teach you on your journey.
Congratulations, Dr. Marks. Now we are excited to present our 6 finalists for the Mother Yosefat Medallion. From its very inception, the Founders Day Committee initiated a student award to be presented in conjunction with the Founders Day ceremonies. The award is the Mother Yosefat Medallion in honor of the foundress of Manor College. The committee set a criteria that the award would be given to a student who exhibited responsible lifestyle evidenced through reverence, respect, and service. As a committee, we were very pleased with the response of the Manor administration, faculty, and staff in nominating individuals to receive this award. From the nominations, we were challenged to choose the finalists. I will introduce the finalists now, but due to our virtual format this year, we will have the unique opportunity to watch video testimonials from the finalists themselves as they share their gratitude and Manor experiences. Our finalists have all exhibited the qualities of reverence, respect, and service, each in their own special way. Whether contributing to the efforts of organizations such as Rotaract, Student Senate, and athletics, or demonstrating kindness and leadership qualities towards their fellow students, each of our finalists has made a difference in the daily lives of others. Mother Yosefat finalist Danielle Vera is a juvenile justice, criminal justice major working towards her bachelor's degree. Danielle is an excellent student and is always prepared for class and willing to help others. Working as an administrative assistant at a nursing home, she volunteers often for fundraisers that are held by the Laborers Local Union 57 and is also an active participant in St. Christopher's Holiday Toy Drive. Danielle is always participating in various food drives, clothing drives, school supply drives. She has a service above self attitude in all that she does, and she's a very respectful and intelligent individual who is an asset to the Manor community. Congratulations to Danielle Vera on being a Mother Yosefat Medal finalist.
Hello, my name's Danielle, and I wanted to start this off by saying thank you to Manor for this finalist nomination. So I actually started at Manor College my second semester of freshman year, which was a particularly difficult transitional period for me. So I remember being in a bit of a panic my first week because since break had just ended, not only was I transferring from a different school, but I was now once again faced with the difficult question of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I had all the ideas down. I knew I wanted to work with troubled youth, potentially become some sort of counselor or social worker, but I couldn't exactly figure out what that meant in terms of picking a major. So I made an appointment with my advisor, Professor Mary Sims, and she was able to help me figure out the perfect major for me, which is juvenile justice. So you've all met her, so you know exactly how nice and easy it is to talk to her, but this specifically stood out for me as my first real glimpse at the friendly environment at Manor College. So for me, Manor means having the support and the foundation that I need in order to pursue the career that I'm actually passionate about and not have to worry about if I'm going to be alone throughout the entire process. So I feel particularly appreciative of this acknowledgement because this past year has been a very difficult one for many of us, and this just fuels my motivation to continue to work hard despite any obstacles I may face. So thank you so much once again, and congratulations to my fellow finalists.
Thank you, Danielle. Mother Yosefat finalist Anthony Floyd is a criminal justice administration major working towards his bachelor's degree and Manor resident assistant. Anthony is a dedicated role model for the Manor students. As an RA, he has hosted multiple events to encourage bonding amongst its residents. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, he continued as RA on campus and to support the returning students as they moved on campus during this pandemic. Anthony is one who always first to volunteer to assist in campus events and to help bring Manor students together. Anthony is present and is always looking for ways to support the Manor community. Congratulations to Anthony Floyd on being a Mother Yosefat Medallion finalist.
Yes, I am Anthony Floyd. I am a junior here. I am studying criminal justice. I would like to be either a lawyer or a judge. It feels like a home, you know. I feel safe here. I feel like I'm not just a number or a face, you know. I have my name. I feel like I'm one of the community. I am an RA. That means I am like a direct link from the students to like the management. You know, I help them out with anything they need, or I point them in the right direction. You know, I'm helpful to the students, that's all. Yes, keep up the hard work. I understand there's a lot going on with COVID and everything, so it's harder to focus in. But you know, we're doing good, we're almost there, so just stay focused.
Thank you, Anthony. Mother Yosefat finalist Sean Wood is a business administration major working towards his bachelor's degree, a proud member of the men's soccer team, a student worker in our fitness center, and a campus student ambassador. Sean is a hardworking student on and off the field. Sean is a true definition of a scholar athlete. He is a leader on the soccer field and has earned a 3.42 GPA while doing so. Sean participated in the NCAA meetings, many college-wide Zoom events, is an admissions ambassador, works in the fitness center, has even put on the Blue Jay suit a time or two to fully embrace the Manor culture and spirit. Sean is a primary example of what Manor College is. Sean loves the Manor community, and he has many times said that transferring to Manor College was the best decision he ever made. Congratulations to Sean Wood on being a Mother Yosefat Medallion finalist.
Hello, my name is Sean Wood. I am a junior here at Manor College. I recently just got my associate's degree in sports management, and I am working on my bachelor's degree in business. When I transferred here from Gwinnett Mercy University, I knew it was the home for me. I also wanted to say thank you to the faculty and Manor College for nominating me to be a finalist of the Mother Yosefat Medal Award. It really means a lot to be recognized by Manor College. This college has truly influenced my life, and I know it will make a major and positive impact on my future. I just wanted to say thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Sean. Mother Yosefat finalist Hazel Spots is a veterinary technology major pursuing her associate's degree, a proud captain of the Manor College horse health care team, and has put in enormous time over the summer and during the semester ensuring that the horses have been cared for properly. She has been a peer tutor for many vet tech students, and she helped host a virtual study session for the entire freshman AMP lab students. She goes above and beyond for our animals and her peer students while still being an awesome mom to 2 young children and an amazing student. Hazel was also a former member of our armed forces before suffering an injury to her arm. Congratulations to Hazel Spots on being a Mother Yosefat finalist.
Hello, my name is Hazel Spots. I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to the faculty and staff members who have nominated me for the Mother Josephat Medal. I really appreciate the acknowledgement. I was not expecting it. I am very appreciative. It's very nice to be a finalist for it. I came to Manor College looking to further my career, my education, and I wanted to go somewhere smaller and a little more personal. I was in the military prior to coming to Manor College, and I love the camaraderie of being in the military and wanted to go to a school that would help make that feeling still there, with being able to feel like I really belonged in a facility and kind of help me flourish as a student and gain better knowledge in the field that I'm wanting to pursue. While at Manor College, I've become a peer tutor. I love helping other students gain a better understanding and knowledge with material they may not be comfortable with. I am also a team captain for the horse care team. While being there, I've helped some students become more comfortable around the horses, learn more about them, and it's just nice to be able to help the horses at the school and take care of them. Manor College has been a great school to go to. I've been to bigger universities, but I love Manor because it's a smaller place. My instructors really take a lot of time to help whenever needed help, whether it's for me or other students, and they really try to find resources to help it and make it to where we can learn better. Also, I love being able to go into the library and still know the staff members there, and even though I'm in the veterinary technology program, I can still talk to any of the other staff members that are in the library and still feel comfortable even if I'm not in their department. So I love how tight-knit the school is and how we all kind of work together and we're all there for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. Mother Yosefat finalist Jessica Haas is a business administration major pursuing her bachelor's degree, an active member of the campus activities board, and one of our community who makes an effort to be involved on campus as much as possible. Jessica is always willing to assist with events and continuously brings fresh ideas to the table. Jessica embodies what it means to be a Manor Blue Jay because she is kind to her peers and often befriends students who do not make friends as easily as she does. Jessica's love for Manor is refreshing, and she always makes her peers excited to attend events held on campus. Additionally, Jessica earned her associate's degree in veterinary technology and has been very involved in several Manor clubs, including the Student Senate and Vet Tech Club. Outside of the college, Jessica serves her local community by participating with the Springfield Township Rotary Club Young Professionals Organization. It is not uncommon to find Jessica serving her local community on weekends and during her free time, which is highly commendable. Congratulations to Jessica Haas in being a Mother Yosefat Medallion finalist.
Hello, my name is Jessica Haas. I am a current student here at Manor College. I actually started my college career at a different school, and I realized after a few semesters it wasn't really the best fit for me. The classes were really big, and I really didn't get to know a lot of the professors or classmates that well, so I made the decision to transfer here to Manor College. I started off in the vet tech program, and after I graduated, they actually started coming out with the bachelor's programs, so I did not hesitate. I decided that I would love to continue my education here at Manor, and I'm currently in my last semester of the bachelor's program, getting my degree in general business. I love being involved both on campus and in the community. Here at Manor, I'm a part of Campus Activities Board and Student Senate, as well as I recently started attending some of the Manor Rotary Club meetings, which I definitely have an intention in continuing being involved. Outside of Manor, I am head chair-elect of the Springfield Township Young Professionals Rotary Club, as well as the chair for the PI group, which is the public image of Rotary Club, which requires me to update all the social media accounts, as well as keeping everyone in my club informed on what's going on in other clubs. And my most recent endeavor is joining the grant committee, which is through my Rotary Club. I am in the process of creating a community fridge in Springfield Township, which will provide food for anyone in need of meals for their family. I am also working on a grant to rebuild a school in Haiti, which I am super excited about. I love being involved and helping out in the community, so it was such an honor to know that I was nominated for the Mother Josephette Medal. I would like to thank all the faculty and staff for their acknowledgement of my service, and I also want to thank Monarch College for providing me with this opportunity for me to get involved in all these different things. I am so proud of what I do, and I definitely intend to continue helping those in need, both locally and globally. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica. Mother Josephette finalist Riley Stone is an early childhood education major pursuing her associate's degree, an active member of the early childhood education and Rotaract clubs. Riley is a quiet student who often goes unnoticed in large crowds, but if you talk to her one-on-one, you'll quickly realize what a wonderful treasure she is to the Manor and greater communities. In addition to being active in her church, Riley runs a small charity that she calls Funds for Families. She makes keychains, sells them, and then purchases gift cards that social workers distribute at the Ronald McDonald House to families in need. Riley recently supported a girl who needed a diabetic alert dog and a baby with leukemia. Students like Riley make Manor a special place. Congratulations to Riley Stone on being a Mother Josephette Medallion finalist.
My name is Riley Stone, and I am currently at Manor pursuing a degree in early childhood education. My love and appreciation for Manor started at Manor's open house. I was looking for a small college to attend and found a community of big hearts. Dr. Cherie Crosby was the first person I met. She was so nice, and you could see immediately she had a passion for teaching. When she told me she would be my advisor, I knew that I belonged at Manor. I guess it's true what they say about first impressions. Manor impacted my life by affording me a great education, and it also gave me meaningful volunteer opportunities under the leadership of Dr. Crosby. Two things I value greatly: education and being of service to others. I also valued the small class sizes at Manor. It made learning more engaging and also gave me the opportunity to meet some really great friends. Manor provided me with the best resources to succeed as a student. I took advantage of them all. The Learning Center became my second home. If a subject became too difficult, a tutor was always available to help. The entire faculty at Manor wants every student to succeed and to complete what they started, and to leave Manor with their degree. Manor to me is the full package. A great school filled with spirit and pride, amazing and approachable professors, fun social events, and great friendships. Manor's open house opened up a bright future to me, and for that I will always be truly grateful.
Thank you, Riley. And now to announce the recipient of this year's Mother Josephette Medallion. This outstanding individual, in her nominations, was called a rare gem in the world. That she has a true desire to touch the lives of children, and that students like her make Manor a special place. Please join me in congratulating the 2021 Mother Josephette Medallion recipient, Riley Stone.
Good afternoon, friends, family, and the entire Manor community. Today is another day to demonstrate we are Manor Strong, Founders Day 2021. Although we can't be on campus together, we stand on our traditions, we honor and celebrate Manor's founders, the Sisters of St. Basil the Great. I am both humbled and honored to be awarded the Mother Josephette Medal. To be recognized alongside my fellow classmates, who also live their lives according to the principles this medal represents, is an honor, and I extend my congratulations to the other deserving finalists. Being recognized for the qualities that embody the mission of Manor is a great honor. I wear this medal proudly. Above all, I thank God. Without His healing power, I would not be where I am today. My parents for affording me the opportunity to attend Manor. My family, especially my grandparents, who always witnessed to me what service to others looked like, and the entire Manor community, with special thanks to my advisor, Dr. Cherie Crosby. Dr. Cherie instilled in me that it is important to succeed in the classroom, but equally important to demonstrate Manor's culture of service to others. In closing, I want to recognize that we as a community and a nation have been through very difficult times this past year. Now is the time to unite as a community and show kindness more than ever. I pray for the health and safety of our Manor family and know we will overcome and continue to be Manor strong.
Congratulations, Riley. We'd like to thank the Manor community for your participation in the Founders Day charity drive. For the last month, the Manor community has been holding a drive to support the Student Aid and Food Emergency Safe Fund. The fund has helped Manor students who faced unexpected financial hardships that could impact their ability to attend college. Circumstances that could qualify for support include a death in a family, a house fire, or a sudden loss of employment. Safe funds awarded will directly benefit the students' school-related expenses. We are proud of the success of this charity and how we as a community have come together to continue to be Manor strong. Last year, we lost a steadfast leader and advocate for Manor College, Sister Cecilia, who was our president for many decades. And the legacy she left behind continues to inspire so many of us. We have several people from our community who wanted to share their memories. I myself would like to say that in my first year working here at Manor, Sister and I were walking, and above the doorway of the convent, there is a reference there to a line that's found in our divine liturgy. In Ukrainian, and indeed it's written in Church Slavonic, "Zі страхом Богові приступіть," which from my catechesis forward has always been translated, and to this day in the liturgical books in our chapel, it says, "with the fear of God approach." And I told Sister, I don't understand that. I've never understood that. And Sister put her hand on my shoulder and said, "Nick, that's just a bad translation that's stuck. It's not the fear of God, it's the awe of God." Now here I am. I was in my fourth decade of professional existence. This question has vexed me since childhood. And in that brief moment, she washed away decades of ignorance. That's the type of sister that Cecilia was. It is a teaching order at their heart of hearts, and she was a magnificent example of them. I shall carry that lesson with me the rest of my life. And I've already told my kids when they're reading the Mass, don't listen to the fear. Just embrace the awe. Immediately following the Founders Day celebration, we will stream a Sister Cecilia video memorial tribute from our Manor College community. This tribute is also available on demand viewing at www.manor.edu/Sister Cecilia, all lowercase, one word. For now, please enjoy this brief pictorial tribute to our beloved Sister Cecilia.
The first time I met Sister Cecilia, I invited her into my new office, forgetting for a moment that it was hers for 30 years. I had done a switcheroo and I moved the desk and the table to the opposite sides of the room. She smiled and she said that she liked what I had done with the place. We laughed and we shared a moment where we could just sense that we were at comfort with each other. Other college presidents I was speaking with at the time said to me that having a past president around would be an albatross. They said that the sooner that she was out of the way, the better. I ignored them, and I did the opposite. I asked Sister Cecilia if she would share her thoughts on a number of topics and issues. She always came through. I asked her about being open to assisting with advancement, which she happily agreed to. I asked her to share, and she volunteered her institutional wisdom. Her heart poured into Manor deeply, and finishing out her non-retirement years at the helm of the Ukrainian Heritage Studies Center brought her and everyone who visited the museum and me tremendous joy. If you knew Sister Cecilia, you knew that she had spunk and that she spoke her mind. About once or twice a year, the Philadelphia area Catholic College presidents get together for dinner because even though our institutions compete, we're all very aware that we champion Christ's vision together. Different charisms notwithstanding, we all know full well that each and all of those charisms are efforts to fulfill Jesus' hopes for the world. At my first dinner, I was the youngest and the greenest. After welcoming me as the new face at the table, each and all of the presidents spoke to their experiences with Sister Cecilia, noting her devotion to Manor and our community. They reflected on her personality and shared that there were occasions where, despite leading the smallest college among the Catholics, she represented all of their thinking and was the one who was courageous enough to speak her mind. In the last few months of her life, I visited Sister Cecilia in the hospital. As always, she was cheery and outspoken. I think if she had stayed there long enough, she may have been running the place. She was persistent, and she got home to be with her sisters. You have to admire her spirit. She had a lot of it. She was loved, and all of us have had our own wonderful experiences with Sister Cecilia. We're missing her right now. Enter the Mazer family. A couple of days before Christmas, I was in the office, and as Anne always does, she places each day's mail on my desk into little piles. I was going through the piles and feeling that Manor was just so blessed by all of the Christmas and holiday wishes. Anne always hangs the cards up in our hallway, a tradition that I suspect she and Sister Cecilia started. I got to the card from Leonard and Helena Mazer. Along with heartfelt Christmas greetings was a check for $100,000. I'm not sure about you, but I haven't seen too many of those in my lifetime. Leonard and Helena asked that we use the money to start an endowed scholarship in Sister Cecilia's name, honoring her and her life, her legacy, and her leadership at Manor. When Kelly and Tom and I spoke with Leonard the other day about their gift, we were searching for how to create guidelines around what characteristics a student would need to have to receive the scholarship. As we went through our discussion, we realized that the student we would be looking for from year to year would be someone who essentially had the same characteristics as the finalists and the recipient of our Mother Josephat Medal. The conversation had to be divinely inspired because all of our eyes got wide, and we knew that the award was directly linked to Sister Cecilia. And it was also linked to Founders Day, which she founded, and the festivities that she started. Therefore, going forward, forevermore, the Mazers have graciously established the Sister Cecilia Endowed Scholarship to be awarded to the finalists and recipient of our Mother Josephite Medal from this day forward. Leonard and Helena, thank you for bearing witness to Sister Cecilia's fulfillment of Christ's calling and her embrace of Manor's Basilian mission that lives for its students. It's my pleasure to introduce our Chairman Emeritus of our Board of Trustees and Chairman of Manor's Ukrainian Community Committee of our Board of Trustees, Leonard Mazer. Leonard?
This is Leonard Mazer speaking to you from the worldwide headquarters of Citius Pharmaceutical. I say that tongue in cheek, but it is a pleasure for me to be able to be part of the tributes for Sister Cecilia on Founders Day. Sister Cecilia, I've known for a long, long time. I believe I met her first in the middle 70s when I was part of an advisory board that Manor had. And then after that, our paths crossed again when she invited me to join the Manor Board of Trustees. Sister Cecilia is someone that you could never say no to. As a matter of fact, when she invited me to be on the board, I said to Sister, I'm really thrilled that you've invited me, but it is an honor, but I live 100 miles away. I'm very busy with everything. And she said to me, you're exactly the kind of person that we need on a Manor board. We need a busy person. We need somebody who comes from a business background to be able to add to our board. So I ultimately capitulated and agreed to join the Manor board, and as a result of that, I had a lot of very positive interactions with Sister during our board meetings, and in between the meetings, I had a chance to really witness firsthand why Manor had moved in such a positive direction under her leadership. Sister was very determined. She was a very determined leader, and she knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how it was going to get done. And most of the time, it worked out. So when you look at Manor today, and you look at where Manor is, a lot of that is due to the foundation that Sister Cecilia, over 30 years, developed and building the school. The school was her heart and soul, and you could tell that she lived, breathed, and ate Manor College. And as a result, today we have what we have. So Sister Cecilia will definitely be missed by many of us, and we look forward to Manor in the future moving ahead significantly because of the great job that she did as president of Manor for 30 years. Thank you.
Leonard and Helena Mazer have established the Sister Cecilia Fund, which provides an award to the Mother Josephite Medal winners. Manor College is grateful for the Mazers' generosity in creating this honor for Sister Cecilia. Thank you, Leonard and Helena Mazer, for your most generous gift. Founders Day is an annual reminder of where we have come from, and thus an ever-present guidepost to where we are going. On behalf of the entire Founders Day committee, thank you again for taking the time to join us in this celebration. Immediately following this will be a live stream of the Sister Cecilia video memorial tribute from our Manor community. This tribute also will be made available on-demand viewing at manor.edu/Sister Cecilia. May God bless you. God bless Manor College. Всього найкращого. До побачення.
We are Manor College, proudly do we bear the name. We accept the challenge as we strive to reach our aim. We pledge every honor, our loyalty and faith so true. proclaim our pride in you. Each student heart rejoices and sings a joyful strain to our dear alma mater, steadfast will remain. We are Manor College, proudly do we bear the name. We accept the challenge as we strive to reach our aim. We pledge every honor, our loyalty and faith so true. We are Manor College, we proclaim our pride in you.
Toward the last days of her life, with her faithful friend, Sister Rita, at her bedside, Sister Mary Cecilia wrote her testimony of faith and forgiveness. Her exact words, in her own penmanship, declared that, and I quote, "I love God. I reject the devil. I want to be with God in heaven when God calls me. I ask forgiveness of everyone I may have offended. I ask Mary, the Blessed Virgin, to lead me on this earth and into heaven. I ask the angels and the saints to continue to be with me on earth until the Heavenly Father calls me. More than anyone I may have hurt," said to Sister Rita, "I ask forgiveness, and I ask my community and my family for forgiveness." In perusing her personal file after her death, these sentiments, since 2011, are attested to over and over. This is proof that it's not so much how we live, but how we die that tells of our character. And Sister Mary Cecilia proved that to us as she passed from this life to eternal life, that she was strong in her faith and noble in her aspirations. I've known Sister since her novitiate. She had a deep respect for me, as she did for everyone, and served as mentor, confidant, and friend. Since the 1960s, we've served on many committees on the local and international level together. With her astute, inquisitive mind, she was able to take complex situations and make them simple. Never did she lord it over anyone. I recall the many general chapters we attended together. One incident at a chapter vividly stands out in my mind. It was the crucial chapter in the late 1970s when we were dealing with renewal and the writing of our Keynote way, working to bring it up to the changes in the church that came out of Vatican II. When we arrived in Rome, after having worked with our own community and the Uniontown province, we were ready for change. Rome was not. Instead, we were given a draft of the Constitution that the Generalate had prepared. This was outdated. After reviewing it and realizing that it had not been brought up to the spirit of Vatican II, Sister rose from her seat, tossed the draft on the table in front of her, and said, "I find this incredible." Those of us who attended this chapter remember this so well because this changed the whole tone of the chapter. The rest is history as we and the Uniontown sisters set to work to rewrite what became known as the present Keynote way. That is what you call integrity and courage, both attributes that Sister carried into any meeting or event. And yes, she was incredible. Along with Sister Rita, this young woman from Reading, Pennsylvania, entering in the turbulent 60s, brought with her not only experience, but an inquisitive mind and a great capacity for leadership and learning. This was recognized by our superiors, who capitalized on these qualities, sending her for a doctorate degree in history at Temple University. However, Sister was not able to complete this because of her ministry involvement at Manor College. History, one of the toughest subjects to teach, because most students do not see the value of it, came alive with Sister due to her methodology and delivery. Sister became very popular with the students. Just scrolling through Facebook these last few days, reading the comments, there is testimony over and over as to Sister's effectiveness as an instructor and administrator. In 1985, Sister Cecilia became president of Manor College, a position she held until 2015. Under Sister's leadership at Manor, the college successfully passed the rigors of the Middle States Review on 2 occasions. The Ukrainian Heritage Center was established, the Dental Center and the veterinary program came into being, and she encouraged the expansion of the holdings in the Basil Library. These are just a few of the building stones on which the college grew under her administration. Sister loved an intelligent conversation, especially around topics of the gospel, liturgical prayer, American and Ukrainian history, and the Ukrainian church. Serving on several committees, both on the province and general level, Sister contributed much toward the structure, governance, and spirit of our order. Always an active participant in communities, Sister's interests included the study of Byzantine liturgical tradition, our founder, St. Basil the Great, Basilian monastic tradition, and Ukrainian history. Sister modeled for all in her community the true Basilian spirit. A woman of deep prayer and service, she truly believed in developing her God-given talents throughout her life, believing that our triune God continues to surprise us with his creation and his activity. But most of all, Sister Cecilia will be remembered for her deep faith, her gentle, loving ways, and her sense of humor. And so, Sister Cecilia, we ask of you that you greet all our sisters who preceded you into heaven, starting from Mother Helena up to and including Sister Elizabeth. They await you with open arms, ready to be engaged in some theological or scriptural conversation with you. Your memory is eternal.
Glory to Jesus Christ. Happy Founders Day. This is a very special day because it tells us where our beginnings were and how they happen to go along in a pattern in the pilgrimage, I could say, of being Manor College, and where we headed for the future. So it's a good way of evaluating kind of how we began, where we've been, the challenges, the good points, perhaps the negatives, and then where we're headed to right now. So I mentioned this because Sister Cecilia was the initiator of Founders Day, and it just was the biggest thing to her heart because of her, with her historical mind, knowing how precious it is to know our roots, where we've come from, and how we can accept ourselves for who and what we are. Sister Cecilia was my best and closest friend. I hope I don't cry right now, but we were like blood sisters. Our history goes back to our parish when we were young and all the activities that we partook in. In addition to the church, we had our schooling. We both went to Catholic school. Different schools, though, at different times, because Sister Cecilia is a little older than I am. And then after graduation from high school, we worked in the same company, insurance company. And then from there, we went to Manor and graduated from Manor. And then Immaculata, we graduated from there and then entered the convent. And that sounds so organized, but that isn't how life is. We had to think about things, and we did this independently. And that's why I see our friendship as really God-given. There wasn't anything I planned, will you be my friend, that kind of thing. It just happened, and we grew together and became, as I said, best friends. And I don't have her any longer, and I'm sad, and I miss her greatly. But there are so many qualities that she has that really spoke to me, and I'm just going through them real quickly. only some of them. I mean, I could write a book about who and what she is. She was a woman of prayer, and the scriptures meant a lot to her. And because I taught Hebrew scriptures, we had a lot of dialogues on God's word and what it is saying to us, what we think it is saying, what the message is, and so forth. She's a person of integrity, a person of compassion and love and caring. She had great insight into life and to things, and that always blew my mind because when we were at meetings in our own community and we were called upon with questions to answer, and you shared your insight, after she shared her insight, no one wanted to share after that because she just had such a knowledge and a capacity for thinking and embracing, I really believe, what God would want her to embrace. She was hospitable. People were happy in her company, comfortable. They felt accepted. They never felt threatened. They felt free to go to her and say what's on their mind and their heart. She was so hospitable to the kids at Manor. She used to eat with them at lunchtime occasionally, go into their classrooms, dropped in on faculty members, just a way of relating. She was a very relational person, and people loved her. She was talented and gifted. Who I am today, I know, has been formed a lot by her. And she was one who was very encouraging with talents in anybody, actually your potential. She empowered people to be who God called them to be. So she was a very authentic person. She was who she was. She, in the poor, had a big place in her heart and ministering to them as well. When there were students who were in need, or anyone that she knew in need, they felt comfortable sharing that with her, and certainly she was like the God in their life in a way, and meeting their needs. She was a hard worker. She was God-centered and other-centered, and for me, that I saw, because of that, the humility of her as a person. She never put herself on a pedestal or ever thought she was something great. It was always for the good of other people, for the good of others, for the good of community, making things better. Never focus on herself, but on others, on community. And it kind of reminded me of David, King David in the Hebrew scriptures, where he was such a good leader. And his leadership was due to the fact that he had great devotion to the Lord. And even when he was sinning, was a sinner, he'd always come back in forgiveness, asking God for forgiveness. But he was a person who was on the level of his people. And when they brought in the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem, he danced and, with the servant girls, and his wife saw that as beneath his dignity. And he said he would do it even more because it's the Lord's presence that he's bringing in. And I see Cecilia that way. She was a humble person, and she just worked with anyone who was in her midst or who she needed to work with, and they never felt humbled or put down by her. In fact, as I said, she empowered people with their potential and gifts. She followed Basil with making things better than you find them. She was a person who was a visionary as far as I was concerned. She had a vision of what Manor, or who Manor can be. And within that vision, certainly the base was the Lord guiding her. And there are a lot of neat things she accomplished and brought to Manor that made it better than what it was. There are a lot, and if I go into that, will take me into a different direction, then I'll be here for too long. She was community-centered, not only at Manor, but in her own community. Again, it was always for the good of other people, not for her own glory. She was certainly a born teacher because she was able to give wonderful explanations. And when something was difficult, especially wordage or new vocabulary in a particular area where people didn't understand, it didn't make sense, they didn't know what the concept was all about, she would break it down in such a way that you understood and you didn't feel ignorant, but you felt that you had the capacity to understand. When we take our mission, the mission of the Sisters of St. Basil, it is to be a praying, healing, and life-giving presence to others. And for me, Sister Cecilia really lived that out in her life. She was certainly, as I said, a prayerful person, God-centered person. She was a person of faith, trust in the Lord. And that was really, to me, her strong point, one of the strong points in her life. She reached out to everybody. And that's another thing I think, sometimes when you're at a place, sometimes because of your work situation, you tend to be with some people more than others. And that's understandable. But she also made herself available to other people and mingled with other people. She wasn't like in a box. She was just a free, life-giving person, and I could say she really lived out our mission. I guess for myself, getting back to our friendship, I said before, I think it was certainly a blessed one, even though we had the commonalities of the areas I spoke about. We had our own group of friends as well, and we were like one community. Ultimately, it wasn't like just the two of us staying together. In fact, we never did that. We were always embracing other people within our relationship. All of you would have to know her, and you would know her and who she is just by her beautiful smile. Her smile is really like the sun that glows and looks so beautiful. She welcomed everyone, and she let them know that they were important, that they were special, and they felt that. They felt accepted. And I think that's what attracted them to Sister Cecilia. She, I guess, touched the heart of each person, unknowing that she's doing that, but she did, and she was a happy, positive person, as the Lord calls us to be, to put our trust in Him. So I guess I leave you with that she's a unique, beautiful creation of God. And there were things, that stood out to me, as I mentioned, as far as her qualities are concerned. But she was the only president that I know of that truly put Manor on the map. Somehow when she was president, people began to know Manor College. And it just was in a bud form and then became a full flower. People just knew Manor and the girls and what was going on there. And then, of course, it was an all-girls school at first and then became both male and female. And that was another dimension that, like I say, took place with the blossoming of Manor. She was, as I said, a great leader and a person who was highly skilled in organizing things. And I guess that's where her role as a history teacher or history background comes into play. She's very organized. Her impact of all these qualities were on me, and we had the support of each other. I have lost her in a sense. I don't have her physically, but I do have her spiritually, and I do talk things over with her, and maybe someday they will be proclaiming her as a saint, but I really hope that you can get to know her from the stories that people tell you about her.
Hi, happy Founders Day, and I'm Ann Kachula, Manor's receptionist. I knew and worked with Sister Cecilia for a number of years, and I know Sister is still checking on all of us from above. Sister always cared deeply for the institution, the students, faculty, and staff. May her memory be eternal.
I'm truly blessed to have known Sister Cecilia during my time at Manor College. Sister Cecilia left a mark on Manor not only through leading the growth of various programs, but through her kind and heartwarming character. Sister Cecilia's last year as Manor College president coincided with my last year as a Manor student. She would often ask me about my studies and encourage me through her supportive words. I am happy that Sister Cecilia, and along with the faculty and staff, would allow me to express my love for the Ukrainian heritage through the various activities and events at the college. Sister Cecilia left a strong foundation to continue the growth of the prestigious Ukrainian Catholic institution Manor College continues to be today. Her love and dedication to Manor College and to each and every student will always be remembered.
My name is Patricia Conroy. I graduated from Manor College as an adult student in 1987 after attending part-time for about 7 years while raising a family. Sister Cecilia was my history teacher, and from her I learned about how to observe the world differently so that I could finally see outside my own limited perspective. I realize now how incredibly important that lesson was for me, and one so needed in today's world. Sister Cecilia became president of Manor while I was there, and I admired how approachable and present she was to everyone. I was, and am still, an ardent feminist. I remember a few impassioned discussions we had about how the world refused to recognize the value of women, and of course not much has changed. Sister Cecilia was an extraordinary woman and an important role model for me. With her intelligence, wisdom, kindness, strength, and good humor, she embodied all the qualities I've come to recognize and admire in a true leader. While I was a student all those many years ago, I remember being in her company and being so grateful just for that opportunity. She helped me recognize and embrace my own strength and intelligence. Although it's been many years since I've been in Sister Cecilia's company, her words and actions continue to positively impact my life. We all have the opportunity to model ourselves after Sister Cecilia and minister to the world accordingly. And as long as we do that, she continues to live on.
Hello, this is Dr. Cherie Crosby, and I just wanted to share a memory I have of Sister Cecilia. I've been at Manor for about 10 years this January, and one of the things I loved about Sister Cecilia is that she always greeted me with a smile and always was kind to me and the students that she worked with. I think that she truly has laid the foundation for the work that we do in ensuring that students are successful and are able to contribute to society. So Sister Cecilia, although you are no longer with us, you will always be within our hearts, and I will always remember you.
My memory of Sister Mary Cecilia Jarozinski is filled with admiration and gratitude for Sister's consecrated life as a sister of St. Basil the Great, a life lived to its fullest in response to the Basilian mission to be Jesus' praying, healing, and life-giving presence in the world. The medium for fulfilling this mission, Basilian community life and ministry to the people of God, was embraced by Sister Cecilia with joy and enthusiasm. Sister's participation in community life was active, meaningful, and dedicated. We remember her generous and joy-filled heart, always ready to be present to anyone who might be in need for someone to spend time with. We remember Sister as a beacon of light who selflessly was committed to fulfilling the great commandment of love of God and love of neighbor. Simultaneously with life in community, Sister engaged in ministry to the people of God as teacher, educator, and administrator. Sister's leadership as president of Manor College for the space of 30 years was spent in loving, dedicated service to all of the members of the Manor College community, most especially to the students whom she loved dearly. Sister Cecilia will always be remembered as a seeker of truth who patterned her life on gospel principles and values, courageous in her convictions, a person of integrity, compassionate toward others, and a champion for the poor, the marginalized, the homeless, and the disadvantaged. My memory of Sister Cecilia will ever serve as an inspiration to be faithful to the call to live in peace, joy, faith, hope, and love, coupled with the call to walk courageously in Jesus' footsteps, remembering Jesus' words, "I have come to serve and not to be served." May the memory of Sister Cecilia be eternal.
Hi, my name is Sandy Girafalco. I first met Sister Mary Cecilia in the early days of her presidency of Manor College when I was a young lawyer. Sister and I worked together in an attorney-client capacity for 30 years, during which I had the pleasure and privilege of getting to know one of the kindest, most intelligent, and beautiful souls God ever put on this earth. Although I was supposed to be the counselor and advisor, I learned much more from Sister than she ever learned from me. I never knew anyone could love God so much. Sister told me about the Easter ritual the sisters perform to celebrate the resurrection. This includes getting up in the middle of the night. Her telling was reverent and joyful. It did not sound easy, but Sister loved it and looked forward to it. I learned that the unsung heroes of the women's rights movement are nuns, like Sister Mary Cecilia. They were college presidents, principals, CEOs of hospitals, and a whole lot more long before other women. And like Sister, they just did it. I learned about humility. Sister ran the college without fanfare, never wanting to draw attention to herself, always putting the students and faculty first. I learned about appreciation. Sister always appreciated so much what I did for her and was so complimentary. Of course, it made me want to do an even better job. I'm glad she had such a good companion as Sister Rita. I'm glad she had a long life. I hope she knew, but she probably didn't, how much she contributed to the world and how much she helped others. I hope she is being properly rewarded in heaven. I will never forget her and will always love her.
All right, I wanted to just make a comment about Sister Cecilia. I found her to be a very kind person. And I can give you an example of that because many years ago, I had to go for a driving test. And I don't really remember who took me, but I went through the test and all that. And then the gentleman that was taking me around told me at one point, you know, they tell you go this way, that way. And he said to me, go down the street and make a stop and then turn right. Well, apparently I didn't make a complete stop. So then he told me that, oh, sister, you're going to have to come back tomorrow because, you're not, you made this mistake. And I felt so badly. It makes you feel like you don't know anything. So I came home and the sisters, we were all talking, and they said, are you going to go back, and take it? Because you can go more than once, I believe. And I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to go. But anyways, Sister Cecilia asked me, she said, what happened, Carla? And I told her, and she said, tomorrow I'm taking you back and you're going to do it again. And she says, you can do it. Just remember to make a complete stop. That's all you have to do. I said, well, thank you. It's really kind of you. So we went back, and I went through it, had no problems. Then I got my license. But I thought that was such a nice thing of her to do that for me. And I remember her. I miss her a lot. I get emotional. But she was such a good-hearted person. And sometimes, you know, she had a very strong voice. And when she would ask you to do something, you know, sometimes I would get nervous. But she had a very good heart.
Sister Cecilia was a true blessing in my life. She was one of the hardest and best college professors I ever had. But best of all, she was my friend for many years. I will remember many things about Sister Cecilia: her great intellect, her wonderful sense of humor, her humility, her love of people, her passion for life, her attendance at my basketball games, but most of all, her deep faith. Manor College is the successful institution it is today because of Sister Cecilia. She was a true visionary. She had the foresight to take Manor College to another level by introducing programs like vet tech, dental hygiene, real estate, just to mention a few. I will miss Sister Cecilia, but I will never forget her, and I will always have a special spot in my heart for her. Lord, thank you for sharing Sister Cecilia with us. Her work on earth is done. It is now time that she be with you. May her memory be eternal. I will always love you, Sister Cecilia.
I worked with Sister Cecilia in 1986, and I was administrative assistant. And during that year, we had the Chernobyl catastrophe, and she and I were interviewed, and there's a picture someplace of her praying and me praying in the chapel for the people in Chernobyl, and then we gave an interview. The other thing that impressed me about Sister Cecilia was every morning after we were all finished with prayer and going for breakfast, she went to each one of the icons and she said a prayer. And I'm sure she prayed for the students at the college and for all the people that needed prayers. So that was very impressive to me anyway, because everyone was out, but she was out there taking her time. And I enjoyed working at the college, although it was very difficult for me because I came from grade school. But anyway, we did some interesting projects, and Cecilia approved them. We had Dr. Mirchuk, who worked. He wasn't a doctor yet, didn't have his doctorate, but he had great ideas for working in the Ukrainian Center. And so I had a lot of education from him, and because of her, it was that way. I think that's about it that I'm going to say. When Sister Cecilia became president, she wanted to get acquainted with the Ukrainian community because basically she was acquainted with the college community, but not with the outside community that was important to her working as the president of the college. So on many occasions I went with her to translate or to help her to understand what was being said. One of the interesting things about Sister Cecilia was the speeches that she gave. They were very well prepared and very different and very, very interesting, whether it was graduation or some kind of ceremony or just for the faculty. It was very special.
Hello, my name is Leslie Weinfeld, and I have been at Manor for more than 26 years. The first time I heard about Manor was when my mother was at Manor. It was Manor Junior College at the time, and she was taking history courses with Sister Cecilia. And I remember how she would come home so excited and so enthused and went on and on about what a wonderful teacher Sister Cecilia was. Every time thereafter, when I started working at Manor, Sister would always see me and never forget to ask how my mother is doing. Years back, my mother came to Manor and we had the pleasure of having lunch with Sister in her office. She was a wonderful, wonderful lady and will absolutely be missed.
By the time I entered Manor College in 2016, Sister Cecilia had recently retired from her position as president, but her official retirement did not diminish her love and dedication to the college that she had led for so many years. I frequently ran into Sister Cecilia on campus and around, and often was able to share a few words with her. Her interest in knowing that things were going well for me was always encouraging and very uplifting. Sister Cecilia's quiet manner and attentive conversation made her love for each student as evident as was her love for Manor. Sister Cecilia left quite a legacy at Manor College. Through the development of various programs, particularly the veterinary and dental programs. But the one that touches my heart most is Sister Cecilia's leading the establishment and growth of the Ukrainian Heritage Studies Center. Sister Cecilia will always remain in the hearts of the Manor College community.
My blessed memories of Sister Mary Cecilia. Sister Cecilia was a deeply spiritual Basilian nun. I experienced her many gifts from God, especially her kindness, gentle, loving way, and her constant willingness to assist me in my various responsibilities at Manor College. It all began when, in 1985, Sister Cecilia telephoned me and invited me to fill the position of Dean of Students. I honored her request with some trepidation, but as always, Sister Cecilia calmed my fears and accompanied me through 30 years of a very respectful, working relationship. We met very frequently, sharing our ideas and responsibilities for the many and varied events of Manor College. Always helping each other, and of course, with God's help, we accomplished much. I always admired her respect, love, and deep consideration for the entire Manor College community. Sister Cecilia was also a deeply spiritual nun who had a great devotion to Mary, the Mother of God. May her memory be eternal, and may she also guide me to heaven.
I have so many fond memories of my early years at Manor College, and Sister Cecilia is definitely a big part of those memories. One of the things that I admired most about Sister was her, I guess you could call it her management style. She put so much trust in her people. At least I know she did with me. Whether it was when I was charged with revamping the college's long-range planning system or getting the dental hygiene program off the ground, I just knew she had my back. And when you know you have that kind of trust and unwavering support, I think it's very motivating. It makes you want to do the very best job you can possibly do, because you want to live up to those expectations and feel that you've earned that level of confidence that was placed in you. So that's something that's always stayed with me. Sister's approach, I've always admired it, and it's one that I've tried to emulate in all my roles as an instructor, as a program director and as a dean.
So I just wanted to say a little something about Sister Cecilia. Her loss has been a very large one for all of us at Manor College. She was someone who you could always count on for support, a laugh, just making you feel like you were someone special, whether you were a student or even when I started as an adjunct, as a faculty member. I just felt that she was always there for me and always cared about me and cared about the students and everybody at the school. I wish there was a million people like her. She's kind, smart, and just a wonderful human being. We're going to miss her a lot.
Hello. For those of you who do not know me, I am Kathy Malone, and I have been part of the Manor community, the Expanded Function Dental Assisting Program, and the Dental Health Center for the past 25 years. I would like to take this opportunity to honor Sister Cecilia for the years of dedication and contribution she made to Manor College, especially the Dental Health Center. Because of her insight and faith, Manor College has become an excellent resource for individuals who are looking to achieve their educational goals in an economical, safe, and nurturing environment. Sister Cecilia was a strong advocate and an instrumental force for the development and success of our Dental Health Center. Under her guidance, the Dental Health Center, which was established in the late 1970s, has continued to provide affordable, quality oral health care to our surrounding communities, while still providing educational opportunities for those pursuing careers in the dental fields. Through her active participation, not just her academic background, but active participation, she helped facilitate advancements of the programs, the facility, and the faculty. Sister Cecilia's presence has always been known, either through spirit, through actually being there, and her availability to talk to her. She made walking tours through weekly to checking the campus, and that always let us know that she was part of us faculty, staff, and students. We will always feel her presence with us. I really appreciated that mostly when I first started working at Manor, and it was comforting to know that someone was there to give me support. Thank you, Sister Cecilia, for all that you have given us, both in spirit, prayers, and guidance. Although you are not here with us physically, we know you are always with us in spirit. God bless you, Sister Cecilia, and please watch over us as we continue to grow. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean McLaughlin, and I am the director of the Basilian Spirituality Center and also an adjunct instructor in philosophy at Manor. Sister Cecilia was one of the first sisters I met when I began working for the Sisters of St. Basil 2 years ago. She immediately welcomed me and wished me the very best at my job. Sister Cecilia was very smart and unafraid to stand up for what was right. She was also earnest, loving, and had a great sense of humor. I can still hear her laugh. She listened intently when others spoke and brought Christ's love to everyone she came in contact with. In a word, Sister Cecilia was saintly. She is irreplaceable, but her legacy will serve as a model for future generations at Manor College.